Modern cover challenge. Can I do it? Stay tuned. Damn right I can do it. What's going on, comic friends? It's Ryan the Colossus Collector, and thank you once again for stopping by my channel. So, last Friday, I'm a little bit over a week behind on this video, but Alan the Comic Collector Geek actually tagged me on his Friday comic challenge. He's been doing a number of weeks in a row challenging different content creators from the comic community to show their top 10 comic books in their collection from different eras. And I've been tagged by other people who were tagged by him in his challenge. I've done Bronze Age, I've done the 90s, and on last Friday the challenge was your top 10 modern comics in your collection, or modern covers in your collection, and Alan tagged me personally in that video, in that challenge, so I definitely wanted to answer it. But of course, if you watch my channel, I'm not the biggest modern comic book collector. I really like my vintage books. I like my bronze and silver and copper books. Don't very often get into the new modern books. Not that I don't love some of the covers that come out. I mean, I get the craze, the virgin variants, the different variant cover art. It's incredible work. I just find it a little bit confusing. There's just so many covers. Even just in this video, when I was trying to put together my top 10, I had to look up these books and find out what they were and who did the cover art, and it's just a little bit more simpler from the 90s and before that time. Plus, I'm a sucker for nostalgia, and I also I'm trying to read the old stories before I get into the new stuff. But I have read a little bit of the Hickman X-Men run. Would like to get back to reading that again. I read it through Marvel Unlimited, and I have picked up a few modern books here and there. Generally, they're just kind of impulsive buys on Whatnot, or they've been thrown in on deals, things like that. But I do have some really nice modern books. I even actually had to kind of cut a few out that I would have liked to have shown, including probably my favorite modern book that I have shown on my channel before, and I'm actually saving it for a video in the future, so I didn't include it today. But yeah, I did compile my top 10 modern books, and let's get into it right now. So, like I said earlier, I had to kind of look up the books, look up the artists. You know, the variants are plentiful with these modern books, so I had to make sure I knew what the artist was, knew what the book was, and so I've got that all down on my trusty pad here, and I don't care, I'm just going to have it right in front of me for the whole video. But let's get into some books. So number 10 on my list is this beautiful Miss Marvel cover. This is Captain Marvel Dark Tempest #1 from 2023, and this is a Lyrics Lee Virgin variant. I got this recently in a Whatnot sale. I actually knew I had some. I needed to do modern books coming up, so I bought one or two just to make sure I had some cool ones to show. This one was great. I got it for super cheap. In fact, one of my next videos will go into a bit of a story about that sale and how the seller was not happy about the prices that us customers were getting. But that's for another video. So, really beautiful virgin cover of Miss Marvel, Carol Danvers, and this is number 10 on my top 10 modern comics list. Alright, so next up I've got Astonishing X-Men #22. This really cool two-color blue and yellow Wolverine cover. I tried to look up the artist of this cover. I find finding cover artists sometimes hard. You know, they'll list the artists on the book, but they won't necessarily specify who did the cover. I find it's a little bit patchy sometimes looking up books for cover artists. So yeah, I got a little bit stumped on this one. I know John Cassaday did the artwork in this book and for the Astonishing X-Men series. I just don't know for sure if he did the cover art. I'm suspecting that he didn't do the artwork here, but if you know, let me know in the comment section. But I recently got this run of 1 to 24 of Astonishing X-Men. Really great series. I'm looking forward to reading, and I've heard really good things about it. And picked this one out. I thought this was a pretty cool variant cover. And I'll also just give you a little forewarning of my list. It's packed with X-Men books. It's just kind of, when it comes to modern books, I usually gravitate to the X-Men ones. Not that other ones aren't good. It's just the ones I get because I so seldomly get modern books. So hope you like X-Men. So this is X-Men number 22, art, at least interior, by John Cassaday from 2004. Alright, so next one at number 8, I kind of cheated a little bit. This is actually a twofer. So this is X-Men number 1 from 2021, and this is a variant cover by David Nakayama, a name I've heard many times, very popular in the variant cover art world in modern comics. Definitely a big name these days, and it's just a beautiful green rogue cover. I honestly don't remember where I got this, but definitely just thought it was cool and picked it up. Probably was a Whatnot sale last year or something. So this is the first book, and the second book is this Virgin all white variant cover, and this is X-Men 13 from 2022 by Miguel Mercado. And I just couldn't decide between the two of them, and didn't want to bump another book on this list to put them both in, so I made them both number 8. They're similar, that they're both rogue and they're both kind of plain background, and just thought they would go well together at number 8. So next up, I've got SpiderMan 2099 number 1 from 2015, and this is cover art by Francesco Mattina. I just really think this is a cool book. SpiderMan 2099 looks awesome. His costume's really cool in this version. And just the dynamic upside down pose, really cool artwork, and definitely was hard to put it even this low on my list. I really think this is cool art, but yeah, this is number 7 on my top 10 modern cover list. Okay, so this next one is a real beaut. This is a beautiful virgin foil variant cover with the Scarlet Witch on it. Really captivating cover. Obviously, she looks great. And this is Avengers number 1 from 2023. And like I said, it's a virgin foil variant cover by Nathan Zerdy. It's, again, another recent Whatnot pickup, and got it for a steal, and just look at the cover. Just gorgeous. So pick this up, and this is my number 6 modern comic on my list. Alright, next up, I've got this really killer Virgin variant cover with Mr. Sinister, Mystique, and Destiny. And this is X-Men Red number 7. And this is a 2022 New York Comic Con exclusive Virgin variant cover by Stefano Caselli. I got this as a throw-in in a Instagram sale earlier this year. Really cool book to be thrown in. Like I said earlier, it's kind of how I get my modern books. They're either kind of impulse buys, or I've got them free as giveaways or thrown into sales and stuff. But I gotta say, when I got this and I saw it, I was like, that is a killer cover. Really cool book, and I love Mr. Sinister, so really happy to have this one in my PC. And this is my number 5 book on my modern list. Next up, really cool cover of my second favorite character and a fellow Canadian. We've got a beautiful, I wouldn't call it, it's almost a Virgin variant, but it's, I think it's just a variant cover, but it's X Lives of Wolverine number 2 from 2022, and this is Niban Coelho Stormbreakers variant cover. Just some really menacing, dynamic pose by Wolverine. And it would be essentially a Virgin cover if it wasn't for this little box in the corner. But when I was looking it up, there is actually a version where it's got the trade dress at the top. So I don't know if this is technically a variant or a Virgin or not, but it's a pretty cool book. And really love the artwork, love the pose of Wolverine, and that's why I put it at number 4 on my list. Alright, so this one was actually really hard to put at number 3 because I really love this cover. This is a Virgin cover of Magneto and his children. Of course, you've got Quicksilver and Polaris, and then Wanda Maximoff, Scarlet Witch in the background. And this is X-Men The Trial of Magneto number 3 from 2021. And this is a Kale Nagu, or I'm sorry if I'm butchering that name, Kale Nagu Virgin variant. I picked this up, I think last year, but like this was a pure cover buy. Like such a wicked Magneto cover. I think it's just so killer. This was probably one of the first Virgin covers I got since I got into comics. And yeah, like when I look at this, I could see the appeal of these covers. This art, like I said earlier, it just gets, there's just so many to get, and then you don't know what they are, and I don't know. It's a little confusing. That's why I haven't gotten into Virgin covers or really even modern books, but this one is killer. And if I see more like this, I'll probably end up getting them. So yeah, this is number 3 on my modern comics list. Alright, so this next one is definitely a pick that if you watch my channel, you understand would definitely be something I would put on my modern list. And this is X-Men 101 reprint, foil reprint of the classic first appearance of Phoenix, Jean Grey as Phoenix. Beautiful Dave Cockrum art, my favorite modern artist. But no, it is technically a modern book. It's reprinted. I'm pretty sure it's even from this year or maybe last year. But if I could get some classic Claremont Dave Cockrum X-Men into a modern comic top 10 video, I'm gonna do it. And so this is really a cool book to have. The foil just makes it all the more cool to have in my collection. And yeah, this is my number 2 modern book. Okay, so my last book, you'll understand why I picked it when you see it. This is Astonishing XMen number 6. A beautiful and almost classic Colossus and Kitty Pryde cover. This book's almost 20 years old, if you can believe it, but technically still falls in the modern category. It's after 2000. I just really love this book. I'm chasing it in a 9/8. I have like 4 or 5 copies of this book, but really love a Colossus cover. That was how it was. That's how it's #1. But it's also just really beautiful art. The art is by Chris Baccello. Yeah, I'm hoping to get that slabbed 9/8 one of these days. And what was really nice is when I got this run of Astonishing X-Men, I learned that there's a few really cool Colossus covers in that run. So a few more to maybe hunt for the 9/8 in the future. But yeah, love having this book and looking forward to that 9/8. So that's my top 10 modern comics in my collection. I just want to thank Alan once again over at Comic Collector Geek for the tag, for the challenge. It's been fun doing these. It was fun to do it one more time. And I gotta say though, I won't be doing the Golden Age challenge because I don't really have many, if any, Golden Age books. But good luck to everybody who does that. And I want to keep the challenge rolling here with a few tags. First off, I'd like to tag my buddy Brandon over at Mon Comics. I know he gets tagged in these a lot. Don't know if he got tagged for modern books, but would love to see you jump in if you've got the modern books to do it. And then I'd like to tag Travis over at Comics Limited. Just had Travis on my latest episode of X-Men Collector Chat on my live stream that I have with my co-host Dan from Dan's X-Men Comics on IG. And we had a great chat with Travis and, of course, Bigby McFly, the comic guy, all about collecting X-Men, and it was a really fun time. I will put a link to that at the end of this video. I'd also like to tag my friend Black Crown Comics, my fellow Canadian comic YouTuber. I know you got some really great modern books. Would love to see your top 10. So that's my tags. Before we go, I'd just like to ask if you could please subscribe to the channel. It helps the channel grow. Would really appreciate your support. Thank you to everybody who's subscribed so far. We're just about to hit 700 if we haven't already. And so that just means 3 more to go before I get to 1,000, when I can do my huge 1,000 subscriber giveaway. It's a killer package. All you got to do is be subscribed to the channel and just get in the comments and interact with me, chat with me, let me know how I'm doing, tell me how you're liking the videos, or if you see anything you like on my channel, and you'll be eligible to win a really sick prize pack. So like I said, check out my latest episode of X-Men Collector Chat that I had with Travis from Comics Limited and Bigby McFly, the comic guy. And then why don't you check out my last top 10 video of 90s comics that I did for Alan's Friday Comic Challenge. And until the next time, keep collecting.